Hey everybody, Bryce here with the Fit for Family channel, and I'm going to start my seed starts today. So give you kind of a little idea of my new setup. What I did is I went and picked up one of these little stands, Home Depot, or got it at Lowe's. I think maybe I got it on sale, so it was about 35 bucks or so. Light tray was only $13, and then I got a 4-pack of bulbs. And then I went back today and I picked up another one. These are the ones I got, the Utility Tech, so they're really good. Also got a little timer here, so that way I can set it for 16 minutes and let it go, or not 16 minutes, 16 hours, and that'll help with the germination process. So I figured what I'd do is I'd go ahead and show you guys what I do here and how I set this up. This is going to be my first year doing seed starts inside, so let y'all come along this journey with me. So, what I got here is one of these long trays. These are left over from previous years. And in this one, what I'm doing is I'm going to try out these peat pods and kind of give them a little go in this one and see how they work. And another tray I got is the octet cells, so I'm going to give those a go. What I'm going to do is just kind of give you a little look here at how I do this. So I've gotten a little bit of advice from the Rusted Garden is who I've been watching, and the way I make my seed starting mix is I use the Jiffy seed starting mix that you can get at Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, any of them places. And what I did is to make sure that I'm not dealing with any fungus gnats or anything like that, I put the soil into a basically just like a regular container, and I took that container, you know, a big mixing bowl, and I filled it up with water, and then from there I went ahead and cooked it in the microwave for about it was about 3.5-4 minutes, because it's a good size bowl. So that way it'll kill off any of the eggs, any of the fungus or anything like that that might be in there that's harmful, and won't have to deal with the gnats or anything like that. So just kind of a quick little peek here. What I did is I got parsley in this one, so I'll just kind of pat these seeds down in here. Now, as you can see, my soil is still pretty wet, so that'll kind of drain out here some. And here I put 2 seeds each in each pod, and this is cilantro. We do a lot of cooking with different herbs here and everything else, so it's always nice to have your own fresh herbs. You don't have to go out to the store and buy them, everything else. And I got a little section of my garden that's just strictly for herbs, so what I'll do is get that labeled up and do some sage. So I'll be doing sage, I'll be doing some of my lemon balm, which I always use, some rosemary, some spearmint, some English lavender, some thyme, some oregano, definitely need the oregano, some large basil, and some Genovese basil. So we'll get to going with that, and there's some more of the Genovese. I think it's in here someplace. But so I'll go ahead and get these filled up real quick and let you see that process. Good thing with these is what you want to do is you want to put 2 to 3 seeds per pod These are pretty good size pods, whereas the Octet one is a little bit smaller. Here, my youngest out there, he's working on potty training, so he's you know, getting into it and pretty happy about it. So, but you know, this is the joys of having a 2-year-old. Just remember, the good thing about this is I'm in zone, I thought I was in zone 7B. I did a recent check and it's saying I'm in zone 8A. I'm down here in North Carolina, northeastern North Carolina. Ooh, rosemary seeds are small. Let's see what we can get here. And the reason why you want to put a couple seeds per tray or per little pod thing here is you don't want to sit here and wonder, is that one seed that I planted in this one pod, is it going to pop up? You can always come back and thin these out later when when they start growing and everything else, which I'll show you all how to do that. We'll come back and later on do some spearmint. Mint's always good. You never have enough mint. Big thing about mint though is you got to be careful. Number one, seeds are tiny. And the other thing is that they spread really, when it's growing in your garden, they'll spread. They'll try to take it over. So I tend to put my mint into pots, and that way I can keep it under control. Get some of this lavender going. Lavender's a good thing to have. Number one, you know, wife likes the smell of it. It's good for teas, good for herbal remedies, that kind of stuff. And it's, you know, it's a calming agent. And, you know, a few of the recipes that we use calls for it. Not too many, but try to have a little bit around. These smaller seeds are always a little bit more difficult to sit there and eyeball how many you're putting in there. So like I said, don't worry about it. This is the time. Let's take a look at that there. I mean, those are some really small seeds. It's a, who knows how many I got there. So put a good amount in there. We use a lot of thyme, so I have not too overly concerned if I overseeded those. Press everything down. Now when you fill up your pods, what you want to do is you want to put them in there, put the soil in, fill it all the way up, and then press it down, thumb pack it, and then come back and you can come back behind and do add some more soil, get it all the way up to the top. So oregano. It's all in here. Now for those of you that are wondering about the lights, these are T8 lights, so I'll get you a little quick glimpse of them. It's about how bright it is. The recommendation is to go ahead and put the seed starts underneath the lights. You only want to have a couple inches above while they're still germinating and everything else. So that's what I'll be doing, which I'll show you here in a minute. get my lemon balm. This thing is great. It's a good tentric. It's really good for people that have depression or anxiety, stuff like that. You mix some leaves in with your teas. You can make a tentric out of it using my favorite, Everclear. Good recipe for that I found online. Put the leaves into Everclear in a mason jar. Let it sit for a month, shake it up quite often, then drain it out. Take the leaves out, press everything out that you can, and call it a day. So, the way this will sit in here is go in just like this. And as you can see, it's only a couple inches there from the lights, so that would give it really good light, and it's got a really good coverage with those lights and everything else. So I'm going to get some labels made up for these. That's always the biggest thing. You want to know what you're growing, and then I'll get these back under the lights and get it going. So thanks for coming along on this journey with me, and I'll show you some of the other things I'm going to be starting up. These are the herbs, so I wanted to do one just video on the herbs, and then show you guys some of the other stuff I'm growing. This is Bryce. Thanks for joining me once again. It's Fit for Family channel. This is what we're all trying to do. We're all trying to get healthy. We're all trying to get more fit, so that way we can be along and watch our kids grow up and be a part of their lives and everything else. So we'll see you soon.